Hey guys, this is your favorite pharmacist, and I'm just dropping in for a moment. Um, going to give you some tips and pointers on how to save money at the pharmacy. So, with everything going on with COVID, some of us may not be working, but that doesn't even matter because these days, like even rich people, that's how they stay rich because they know how to save their money. So, plenty of times when I practice pharmacy for over 20 years, I have ran into the most rich people. And what I've noticed about all of these people who have the money, they do not mind squabbling over a few dollars or a lot of cases because they do their research. A lot of money on their prescription medications is because they do the research and they know what to do to keep growing their money and just keep moving forward with that. So I was thinking, you know what, let me help the community out. And I am your favorite pharmacist. So, as a woman, it's all about, having that money the way you want it. As the men, as the providers, it's all about having that money for your family and just, building out wealth and resources. So let me show you a quick tip on how you can save money on your prescription medications. So what happens before I get into that, a lot of times, and contact me if you need more direction and help, if you're having difficulty at your particular pharmacy with medications and the price of them. A lot of times, let's say you have like this blood pressure medication, right? And you can been on the medication for years, absolute years. But it doesn't matter if your insurance company decides to have something crawl up their butt and decide, you know what? We don't want to pay for this medication anymore. So a lot of times the process is called a prior authorization that is needed. So a prior authorization is when you take your prescription to the pharmacy, we process the claim on your insurance card, and your insurance rejects this because they want more clarification from your medical doctor on why you're taking their particular medication. Okay, it's not right. It doesn't make sense. Yes, you can be on the same medication. It could be for diabetes, it could be for Viagra, it could be for whatever, but you can do it for a million years, but it doesn't matter if your insurance company decides to change their mind. So what do? Instead of like squabbling with the pharmacist and say, well, I have insurance or my doctor wrote for it, let's get to the root of the problem, because I believe in this, cutting out all that other stuff that's not gonna matter. Let's get to the root of the problem and how would you fix getting your prior authorization approved. So basically the main thing is, of course, as the pharmacy, the pharmacist and the staff, we're going to do our due diligence to get that prescription covered. So that usually entails us making some form of communication by phone call, by fax on, hey, X patient, insurance is not paying for this medication, and we need to start the process of the prior authorization. Okay, so when that happens, we contact your doctor's office, and what you can do between us contacting your doctor's office, us in the doctor's office, you can also call your doctor's office. There's usually a prior authorization department at your doctor's office, or you can speak to like your point of contact nurse. Just make sure they receive that contact in the paperwork or whatever communication is needed from the pharmacy. Because if that process isn't resolved, or isn't not resolved per se, but isn't guaranteed that has happened, then your prior authorization is lost in the sauce, and as more days you're not getting that medication that you need or that you want. So what you do is, we'll let you know you need a prior authorization. We will make that phone call or fax. You, on the other end, instead of staying on top of us, the pharmacy, you can help the process out as well to get it done by contacting your doctor's office and say, hey, this is such and such. I'm the patient there with Dr. such and such. The pharmacy saying my prescription isn't covered and that it needs, what they said, a prior authorization. I want to make sure that y'all have received communication from the pharmacy and that y'all are working on this claim. That's all you say. They will either tell you yes or they will tell you no. If they say yes, okay, so from there, you should have like usually 48 48 hours up to a week where it could be approved, unfortunately. Or if they haven't, you circle right back to the pharmacy and like, listen, I've talked to my doctor's office. They haven't received it. What's up? And then we can go from there. So that's usually the best way of handling a prior authorization. Now, another option, if you don't want to wait, or sometimes a prior authorization is not guaranteed. Sometimes the insurance company is just not going to cover it. It's just not, okay? So in that case, what you can do is you can have the pharmacist call your doctor to get a medication that is in the same class of medication that you were prescribed. So let's say, once again, you were prescribed a certain type of blood pressure medication. We can call your doctor and say, hey, the insurance company is not covering it. What alternate medication can we try the patient on so we can get it covered? Usually behind the scenes, we can get a message from the insurance company and we'll let you know what medication they probably will cover. Sometimes they don't. But a lot of times we can make that phone call and we can contact the doctor and let them know, like, hey, this is what the insurance company is willing to pay for it. Will you switch to it? Now, that can be not guaranteed as well, because maybe there's a special situation where you've already tried all the blood pressure medications, for example, or all the diabetic medications, or maybe the doctor knows already from other failed therapies that this medication is the only one they want you on because this is the only one that is going to work for you. So there are options when it comes to that little sticky thing called a prior authorization. So let's get clear communication on why it wasn't covered and what are the next steps on handling that. Okay. Now, another thing is, and this is where the rich people come in. There is something, even if let's say your prescription is covered, sometimes there's a little discount card called the Good RX card, Good RX. And I'm going to show you a screenshot of how to find it. And it's right on your cell phones, actually. So let me pull that up, do a screen share. Okay. All right. So it's Good RX, right? So you go to your phone. So this is my phone. Okay. I'm going to the apps page on my phone. I am typing in GoodRx. It's an app on your phone. It's a walking insurance card. You see it right there, right? All right. So you press that. You're in the GoodRx. It's free of charge too. Nothing you pay for. They're going to save you so much money. Let's say you need some cephalexin or something like that, right? Let's say you got a toothache and the doctor wrote you some K-Flex for antibiotic for your tooth. Okay, you put that in. You put the strength, is usually auto-populated. You can change the quantity of what's on the prescription. And as you see on the screen here, is all the different pharmacies that will accept it, and the prices are different. Here I'm changing my zip code because it varies from your zip code or the state you live in, your area. So there's an option you can change the zip code, but it's a walking insurance card. And for example, for all of my men who need Viagra, for example, let's see here. Viagra, let's say you get, it's usually an ungodly amount of money without insurance. But let me show you how much it can cost. But yeah, so you just go to your app section of your phone and put up GoodRx, and there you go. So if the insurance even doesn't pay for, let's say, your blood pressure medications, a lot of times if you go to the GoodRx, it's probably cheaper even with on the insurance in a lot of cases. So let's say we do some Viagra, because a lot of men, okay, so Viagra 100 milligrams, let's say 30 tablets, right? So in my area in Charlotte, North Carolina, so you can get 30 Viagras for $22.21, guys. Okay, that's for 30 of them. So that means y'all can have like 30 sexual relations in a month's time. That's a lot too, right, guys? Anyway, I'm just joking. But yeah, so usually it's like a $800, almost a $900 drug. Usually if you go to any, without insurance and you want some Viagra, the generic, and if it's like even, I mean, generic is 30 of them without insurance, it's like almost $900, right? But if you take this GoodRx card, it is only, let's say at Walmart, for example, is $22.21. Isn't that amazing? Like places like CVS, it's like $349. So you know you're not going to do that. Now, it will also help you choose what pharmacy that you want to go to. At Harris Teeter, you can get it for like $15.44. Costco, $14.89. If you want to get your Viagra from Publix for $23.05. Like see it here, Walgreens, if you want to do it, is like $387. But you can possibly get a 30-day supply, not 30 days, because it depends on how long you want to have sex or how many days you want it. But you can get 30 Viagra's that can go up to $1,000 generic, and you can get it for $22. So this is a really big savings. Even like, blood pressure medication, so that's always a good go-to, is right on your phone. It can be an app. And before you pay all of that money on, you're frustrated and your insurance isn't working out, or if you don't have insurance, or sometimes your insurance is even higher, you have this GoodRx that can save you so much money that you can do for other things, right? So either way, I just wanted to drop in. I wanted to share that information with you while it was on my mind. I'm your favorite pharmacist. Please like, share, and subscribe for other helpful pharmacy tips. If you like what I did today, let me know. And there's other ways and other tricks and tips to save money, for help, or anything of that nature. And I mentioned this before on another one of my lives. Excuse me. But there are services that you don't have to even go to the doctor. For example, Viagra, for example, and you can just see an online doctor. Yeah. So it's called HIMS, like him, but HIMS with an S on the end. So go to hims.com. You can see a doctor right then, right there, virtually on your phone. Yeah. So they'll ask, do like a regular office visit virtually on your phone, though, and they can have the prescription of the Viagra sent to the pharmacy of your choice. So y'all, you don't even need to leave your home if you need, let's say, Viagra. Now, other things, I don't think they do like blood pressure medications. There are other virtual places for that, but any kind of men's health, male pattern baldness, for erectile dysfunction, other things that men suffer with, usually you can go to this hims.com and they can take care of you right then and there. Have the prescription sent to the pharmacy of your choice, and you can get 30 days of generic Viagra for $22, sometimes $15, but it's your choice. You are armed with your cell phone, and you can do it. Okay. So either way, I appreciate y'all. Remember, like, share, and subscribe so I can keep pumping out amazing content for y'all and grow and just be more of a service to y'all. Okay. I appreciate y'all. Remember, I'm your favorite pharmacist. Take care. Bye-bye.